It's a pleasure to talk about adaptive schools, and it's a perfect fit for CEESA's mission statement, which is educational transformation through collaboration. Adaptive schools is all about collaboration. It's building an identity so that every one of us sees ourselves as an inquirer and a collaborator. That's the goal of the work, that every one of us sees ourselves as someone who's curious, who's seeking to understand, as opposed to seeking to judge, and that all of us see ourselves as a human being who is interested in gaining someone else's perspective, who's interested in becoming part of a dialogue, part of a discussion, part of a conversation. CEESA is taking on the worldwide charge for really digging into what personalized learning is about and how everyone can be their most skillful in facilitating that idea in their classrooms. It's really exciting. Personalized learning is different than differentiating instruction. That's a big misconception. Personalized learning means that we use every ounce of data that we have, every app that we can put our hands on, every possible intervention, every possible regrouping to personalize an experience for every student that we have the privilege of working with. And so personalized learning means that we really need to practice what I call cognitive empathy. I need to make an effort to get into the heads of every one of my kids, to be empathic to their ways of cognition, how they learn, how they need to receive information, what's important to them in terms of the relationships that we build. It's not just about differentiating resources, products, or performances. Schools historically have been about being isolated. Teachers are isolated in their own classrooms. Departments are isolated from other departments. Schools are isolated from other schools. It's a pretty lonely profession. And the dilemma with that is that not only is it lonely, 50% of teachers actually leave the profession, not because of pay, they leave it because of isolation and lack of collaborative structures. There is a direct correlation between how adults collaborate and how adults work together and how well students learn and how well students achieve. The idea that people work in isolated towers is just not acceptable. One, from a human interest standpoint, it's lonely. Two, from a limiting perspective for our own professional growth, we never get to expand repertoires of strategies because we only talk to ourselves. And thirdly, because it's all about student learning. The more teachers collaborate, the more administrators collaborate. The greater our capacity as professionals grows, the greater the capacity that we bring to whatever the job is. There is no reason to limit our own growth when we know that collaboration is so important.